Hi, I'm Laura Owens, President of TransCen, and I'm here today with Dr. Lucia Canha, who has spent the last 3 months here with us in Wisconsin and in Maryland. Welcome, Lucia.
Thank you, Laura.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what your projects are about and what you learned here, spending time in our offices in Wisconsin and here in Maryland?
Yes, so in Portugal, I work supporting people with disabilities to be included in community, and I start this work since 2014, and it's a new thing in Portugal, this kind of support. And so what I'm learning here, it's about the strategies and about the model that you use on this support, and has been very important shadow all these people doing this work, and I have been learning a lot and has been very helpful in Portugal.
Great. Can you talk a little bit about something that you learned as you were job shadowing our job coaches and employment consultants? What are some of the things that you learned and strategies that you'll bring back to Portugal?
So for example, the individualized support and the way how the job coach communicate with this person, and how they have to be aware about the need or no need of support. So they are having more close support when the person need, and they know exactly when they have to fight back. And this is very important, was a important learning.
So, what are some of the things that you were doing before you came here in Portugal? What were some of the ways that people with disabilities are supported? And then, what are some things that you've brought back already that you've tried to support people in the community?
So I think with the learning here, I could develop pilot projects. I think was the all this learning, all this strategy, or all the structure of the American model allow me to uh, join to a group of professionals and develop and design pilot projects that we are now developing in Portugal. So it was important, was like a start point to what we are doing now.
Yeah. I know that you have a project in Sintra and a project in Cascais. Can you talk a little bit about those projects?
So in Sintra and Cascais, these projects are developing in the municipality. So these two municipalities, they were very aware of the need of support young people after high school. So, for example, in Sintra, they decide to create a new team with technicians and training this team to support transition, one team, and another team to support youth after high school on their inclusion on community, and also in supporting employment. In Cascais municipality was different. So this team already have like a division for employment, and they decide to turn out this division inclusive. It means that every person, including people with disabilities, that they can came to this division, and now they have a group of people they are prepared to support these people. So are different models but with the same goals and using the same strategies.
Okay. So when you were here in Wisconsin and job shadowing here in Maryland at our two different programs, can you talk a little bit about some of the things that you brought back or will bring back in terms of training staff, training the people, the professionals, the technicians who are working with people with disabilities?
Yes, actually now we are in Portugal with all this knowledge. We are trying to design another pilot project about training job coach. It's something that we don't have at all in Portugal. So we are starting next year a project with, so get together all these strategies and write like a curriculum to initiate a new thing in Portugal, a new project. So train job coach. So we'll be I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, that's very exciting. So we talked a lot about attitude changes in Portugal, given the work that you're doing now and the information that you've brought back from TransCen and CEO. Can you talk a little bit about the attitude changes with regard to customized employment and integrated employment for people with disabilities in Portugal?
Yes, and this is very touching to observe when we start in the community. The companies are not willing to receive people with disabilities, and then when we spend the right time with employers and when we try to understand their demands and applying the customized employment philosophy, we can observe how the employers and the co-workers they can embrace also the cause, and then suddenly they are helping us to spread the word to another company. So this is an attitude change, and it's so amazing to observe that.
That's great. You have a really strong parent group in Portugal. I've spoken with some of the parents there. What are some of the parents' thoughts about this new idea and the models that you're bringing back from TransCen?
They are very happy. They are very exciting about that, and they are helping us to build these pilot projects and helping us to reach the politicians because we didn't have that before in Portugal. This parent support group, parents for people with disabilities, and now we realize when we were working with this youth that sometimes although the parents are very happy because we are supporting their children, at the same time they are feeling they are growing in a way that they are not used to, and it's very difficult because they are kind of dependents of these children in the same way. So we decided it's better maybe work another and parallel work with the parents, and has been very helpful. So they are helping now, they are training to help their children to be more self-determined, but also these sessions are helping themselves to be more independent for their children too. And also one of the things that are amazing in these groups are the support that they are for each other. Sometimes the dynamizer, it's only that only to help, so they do all the work that is needed to do.
And what are some of the comments and feedback that you're getting from people with disabilities who are now being part of their communities and working in businesses?
So actually we did a follow-up with these people, and one of the things that they do is now they believe more in themselves. So now they believe that they can have a future, and an active future, and more included. Also they realize that they are more self-control, responsible, more empathic, all these social skills, all these kind of aspects. They also realize that the projects have this impact on them.
Great. What's one key idea or concept or approach that you have found most helpful to bring back to Portugal from what you've seen? And when you've job shadowed our job coaches or our employment consultants?
The individualized support, so the respect that these job trainers have for what this person is for himself, I think is that.
Thank you. So we're looking forward to doing more research and more projects with you in Portugal and expanding our work so that we can do more and learn from you as well. And so we really appreciate that you've been here for the last 3 months and look forward to you coming back to visit us next year.
Me too, Laura. Thank you.
Thank you. So this was just a little interview with Dr. Lucia Canha, who was a doctoral student and is doing her postdoctoral work. We are continuing our work here at TransCen with Lucia and her team in Portugal, and look forward to bringing more information to Portugal and also learning from the folks in Portugal about things that we might be able to do differently as well. So thank you very much for listening.